When it comes to Pinoy comfort soups, this dish is always at the top of my list. The kind of food that instantly feels like home. Sinigang is one of those, if not the Pinoy dishes that truly encapsulates Filipino culture. Today, I'll be showing you how to make an easy but proper pork sinigang, using simple ingredients to achieve a rich, well-balanced, and comforting bowl. As always, the complete list of ingredients with their approximate cost will be shown at the end of the video. Alright, let's start. For this recipe, I'll be using 1 kilogram of pork ham, or pigé. I prefer my pork a little on the leaner side, which is why I'm using this cut. But feel free to use whatever you like. If you want something rich, you can use an equal amount of pork belly or liempo. Pork ribs also work really well for this dish, as the bones adds another layer of flavor to the broth. Just make sure to cut the pork into even pieces to make sure everything cooks evenly. Next, using a vegetable peeler, peel 2 large taro roots or gabi, about 550 grams in total. Taro can be a bit itchy on the skin, so you can wear gloves while peeling or rinse your hands right after. Once peeled, cut the taro into even-sized pieces so they cook and soften at the same rate. Taro is key to a good sinigang because it naturally thickens the broth as it cooks, giving the soup a richer, comforting texture. Place the taro in a bowl of water to prevent it from browning and to remove excess surface starch. Next, cut 10 pieces or about 1 small bunch of sitaw, also known as snake beans or string beans. Trim the ends and cut them into even lengths, about 2 to 3 inches each. Then, set them aside. Next, peel and cut 4 to 5 small red onions, about 180 grams. You can slice them in halves or quarters depending on your preference. I prefer slicing them into quarters so you get more segments, which helps release extra flavor and adds texture to the soup. Next, peel and slice 2 medium-sized radishes, about 340 grams in total. Remove the ends and peel using a vegetable peeler. Cut the radishes into even pieces so they cook at the same rate and absorb the flavors of the broth. Then set them aside in a bowl of water to help remove any bitterness before adding them to the soup. Next, prepare about 8 to 10 pieces of okra. Trim the stems and slice them or leave them whole, depending on your preference. Set the okra aside in a bowl of water to remove excess slime. I placed them in the same bowl as the radish to keep things simple. Next, slice 5 medium-sized tomatoes, about 325 grams in total. Use ripe red tomatoes for the best balance of sweetness and acidity. You can cut them however you like. Just make sure the pieces are even so they cook evenly. Then, set them aside until they're ready to be added to the soup. We have 4 pieces of eggplant which we'll cut later on. Eggplants brown quickly when sliced, so it's important to add them to the pot immediately after cutting to keep them fresh and maintain their color. Let's get cooking. Heat up a large pot about 5 to 6 liters, big enough to hold all our ingredients. Once hot, add about a tablespoon or 2 of neutral cooking oil. Next, add the pork and let it sear for a few minutes until it develops a little bit of color. This step helps lock in flavor and adds a deeper, richer taste to the broth. Next, add half of the onions and half of the tomatoes to the pot. I like saving the other halves for later so some vegetables can soften and release their flavor into the broth, while the ones added near the end stay a bit firmer, adding texture and freshness to the soup. For convenience, I'll be using a 44-gram pack of Knorr Sinigang sa Gabi mix as our souring agent. It's quick, consistent, and gives the broth that classic sinigang flavor without any extra steps. If you want a more traditional take, you can use fresh souring agents like tamarind, kamyas, or if you're from Iloilo just like me, batuan. They take a bit more time, but they add a deeper, more nuanced sourness to the broth. Next, add about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce or patis. This adds saltiness and umami to the broth. You can definitely adjust the amount depending on your taste. Next, add about 1.8 liters of water to the pot. Add half of the taro and bring everything to a gentle boil. Then lower to a simmer. Let it cook for about 20 to 25 minutes or until the taro is completely soft and starting to break down. After about 20 to 25 minutes, Scoop out some of the taro and mash it using a fork until smooth. Then add it back into the pot. This helps thicken the broth even more and gives the sinigang a fuller texture. Next, add the remaining taro into the pot. Let it simmer for another 8 to 10 minutes or until the pieces are tender but still hold their shape. Next, add the radish slices to the pot and let them cook for about 5 minutes or until they start to soften. While the radish is cooking, prepare the kangkong or the water spinach. Separate the leaves from the stems. Some recipes use stems in sinigang, but in this recipe, I'll be skipping that since we already have sitaw as an alternative. But I'll save the stems for later. They make great stir fry. Set the leaves aside as we'll add them near the end to keep them vibrant and tender. Next, slice about 4 pieces of eggplant, around 230 grams in total. Remove the stem, cut them lengthwise, then slice diagonally. After slicing, set them aside. Back to the pot, add the eggplant first, followed by the sitaw. Let them simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes so the eggplant becomes tender and the sitaw stays slightly crisp. Next, add 3 pieces of siling pansigang, about 25 grams in total. You can adjust the amount depending on how spicy you like your sinigang. Next, add the okra to the pot. Let it simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes so it stays tender but still slightly firm and retains its bright green color. This helps balance the textures in the soup with the softer vegetables like the eggplant and taro. At this point, turn off the stove and add the remaining tomatoes and onions. Give it a gentle stir, then add the kangkong leaves. The residual heat from the soup will cook the vegetables perfectly, keeping the kangkong vibrant and tender. It's also a good idea to taste the soup at this point and adjust the seasoning to your liking. Like most Filipino dishes, sinigang pairs perfectly with a steaming cup of rice. This dish is best enjoyed straight from the pot, while it's still hot and fresh. Don't wait for it to cool down. It's the perfect soup after a long day of hard work, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or during a quiet, rainy afternoon. Time to taste. The broth is sour and savory with a nice depth from the seared pork, and the taro adds that natural creaminess. The vegetables still have great texture, some soft, some slightly crisp, and the kangkong leaves are vibrant and tender. The subtle heat from the siling pansigang gives it just the right kick without overpowering the flavors. All the ingredients marry together perfectly. Every bite is slightly different, yet it gives you the same feeling of warmth, home, and satisfaction. Here's the full list of ingredients I used along with their approximate cost. You can pause the video right now or take a screenshot so you can have it for later. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this easy pork sinigang recipe or how it turned out for you. Subscribe for more easy recipes, and if you're interested in another easy recipe, click the link on your screen right now. Thank you for cooking with me, and I'll see you in the next one.